Hello guys and welcome back to another Total Cards LEGO video where we're going to review some of the upcoming sets for September. Now even though it's a few months away, LEGO is looking towards the future with Christmas sets releasing, especially these really cool advent calendars. LEGO advent calendars have gone all the way back to 2000 with the original Christmas themed ones. These sets take famous IPs and put a Christmas spin on it, whether it be unique models, reimagined prints, or even some unique minifigures. First off, let's get to one of the oldest calendars. It's the Star Wars advent calendars. This year we're being treated to a Hoth themed Star Wars advent calendar, and it's got loads of really cool, interesting minifigures and builds. Off the bat you can already see a lot of the ships and stuff like that, as well as this really fun reimagined version of Hoth with Luke and a clone trooper playing in the snow throwing some snowballs. Now taking a closer look at the builds, you can see that you get a variety of them for each day. So we can see from the top there's an AT-AT, you've also got a couple of famous ships such as the Star Destroyer, bases and locations. A couple of videos ago we talked about the LEGO Millennium Falcon, and as you can see here is another really tiny version of that ship. It looks really cool. You've also got Mando's ship and the sail barge seen in Return of the Jedi. Out of all of these builds, so I think my favourite has to be the one right at the bottom there. It's a mini kit from the LEGO games. Now enough about the builds, let's chat about some of the minifigures you can get. Starting from the left there, we have got Leia with her pink mug, which we can only assume has hot blue milk in. And she's also got her Christmas sweater featuring a scene from Hoth. Next up we've got Ahsoka with her white bladed lightsabers there, shown off by the transparent pieces. I really like the head print as well, there's a lot of attention to detail there, and this version of Ahsoka has only actually come out in one other LEGO set, so it's really cool. Next we'll talk about Luke. So we've already talked about him when he was playing in the snow with the clone trooper, but I really like the look of his Christmas jumper. It's depicting Tatooine with the two suns and his aunt and uncle's home. And we can also tell that this version of Luke is from the 6th film, as he's got his glove on to sort of cover up his mechanical hand. Next up we've got a clone trooper. I believe this is one of the main clone troopers from the series. Really cool print in there. I love the blue accent on the helmet and the torso pieces. Shame that there wasn't any side printing on the legs there, but all in all it's a pretty cool minifig. Also just a shame that they didn't really Christmasify it a little bit. It would have been really cool to see like a Christmas hat piece moulded on at the same time, or even some extra decoration on his torso piece. Next up we've got a Imperial Guard with a really cool new helmet piece, which we haven't seen in many sets before. I love the red on this, it really pops off, and I really like the weapon he's holding too. And then next we've got the battle droid from Attack of the Clones. This minifigure, it hasn't really changed over the years, it's always sort of been in that look and style, except this one does have the movable arms. Again, not very Christmassy, but it's really cool to see it included. As you can see from the box, it sort of puts some of the builds into perspective a little bit and context, including the really cool build at the back, which is meant to be Vader's fortress, as well as the X-Wing flying above the Christmas tree. All in all, I think we're really excited for this, and it really does go a long way to celebrate the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars. Next up we've got another LEGO calendar for LEGO Harry Potter. LEGO Harry Potter is nearly as old as LEGO Star Wars, it goes all the way back to 2000, so it's really cool to see them still implementing new sets. We have had a couple of different LEGO Harry Potter calendars, but this one is centred around the Great Hall. From the box alone you can see that it's jam-packed full of unique minifigures, characters, and also some really cool builds, but we'll go more into that in a second. So here's an overview of everything you get, and we'll just start from the top. So we've got a Christmas tree with a Christmas hat at the top, and it also looks like a miniature Hogwarts Express circling round the bottom of it. Then we've got Professor Flitwick as seen in the first two films putting up the decorations on the Christmas tree, which is a really cool nod to that first film. Then we've got Hedwig bringing in a parcel next to Dumbledore, which has a really cool print in there on the torso and that dress piece. We've got a couple of Christmas crackers and presents hanging around, as well as a miniature Christmas tree with a cool little star and some really cool leaf pieces along the bottom there. I'm not too sure where that has been used before, but I really like those pieces. You'll also see dotted out through the set these statues featuring the main houses of Hogwarts. So we've got Ravenclaw at the top there, which looks more like a bird than some of the other ones representing their animals. Hufflepuff doesn't really look like a badger, it looks a bit more like those gummy bears that you get with the little legs. Same with Gryffindor, but Slytherin kind of represents a snake, I guess. looks more like a dragon. The minifigures you get in these sets, the iconic ones, are obviously Dumbledore, Flitwick, but we've also got Malfoy and Harry with their shorter legs to represent the first couple of films. You also get a couple of tables to represent the tables in the Great Hall with some nice accessories. We've got a couple of pastries in the bottom there to represent all the foods and stuff at Christmas. There's also some goblets and a nice nod to Wizard Chess there. Also lurking behind the back here, and we've shown a bit better on the front of the box, is a Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Bean box. I don't know if this has been seen before in past sets, but I really like it and it's a really cool addition that you could easily get in this box. One of the other things I want to mention is this ghost minifigure with a really awesome dress piece which sort of flows from the torso downwards, and the printing on the front is really cool. I wouldn't expect there to be that much printing on a unique piece like this, but it's nice they've gone the extra mile for it. As you can see from the back of the box as well, it sort of puts into perspective how big these things are. And there's also 2 collectible portraits in here which you can find in other sets. I mentioned in a previous video that some of the upcoming LEGO sets can connect to other ones. So on the back of this box it says it's compatible with set 76435, which is the Hogwarts Castle set featuring the troll. So you can add some of these miniature scale models to that set as well as some of the other characters. Another calendar we're really excited for is just the LEGO City line of LEGO sets, as they always come with some really cool accessories. On the box itself you can see a couple of them standing out, such as the fire truck on the shelf, the skateboard and helmet to the left, and a really cool pair of skis as well for your characters. Another highlight is that the dog in this set comes with a small Christmas jumper, which is adorable and an extra mile that they have gone to delight LEGO fans. Here you can get a better look at all these with some more sports related accessories, as well as a really cool model build for a remote boat. The jet ski looks really cool as well as the sled, and this pram piece is really adorable and it fits your baby minifigures in there perfectly. You can get a better look at the dog piece here with the Christmas jumper on. And another great thing about this set is the different hair pieces as well, so if you want to make a certain custom character, there's a lot of variety here, as well as a really cool flat cap piece on this character. There's also a kitten build in here, which is very different as we already have a cat piece, but this seems to be a much smaller version, eating a nice fish. There's also Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus, which is a staple with these LEGO City Advent calendars, so it's cool that they've remade his torso a little bit. As you can see, the setting for this calendar is inside a house on Christmas morning, opening all the presents up, so it's great for imaginative play as well as displaying. And because LEGO City is so diverse and works well with pretty much every other set, you can just keep adding it to your ever expanding LEGO City collection. The last calendar we're going to look at is a LEGO Marvel calendar, more specifically a Marvel Spider-Man calendar. We have had LEGO Marvel calendars in the past, but they have always featured characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy or a more broader term of Marvel. It's nice to have this Spider-Man highlight as it reaches across more ages for younger kids and also long-time Marvel fans. From the front of the box already you can see there is a wide variety of accessories and really cool minifigures. One thing I really do like already is this brand new web sort of style, where Spider-Man can hold onto it and it's got this flurry of webs shooting out the end. Minifigures in here include a Miles Morales, a Gwen Stacy, we have the Green Goblin, Venom, and of course Spider-Man. I love the fact that you've got Spider-Gwen's drum kit as well, as it's a major part of her character. But one of my highlights and what made me laugh a little bit was seeing the Spider-Ham snowman, with Peter Porker being reimagined with some really creative LEGO pieces to make him look like a snowman. The setting for this calendar is originally based on the offices in New York City, so it's cool to see a little computer desk with a computer and mouse. Here you can get a better sense of that, as even on the box you can see Green Goblin is meant to have been smashing through the window and disrupting everyone's Christmas fun. They haven't given us a great look at all the other accessories in here, but on this wider view you can see a quick glimpse at everything else that you can grab, including some giant canes, a Christmas tree, and some web-covered accessories. This is definitely a great set for Spider-Man fans, but also for collectors that want some unique pieces. Now looking towards something a little less Christmassy, we mentioned this next set in our last video as a bit of a highlight. Now we'll look a little bit deeper into the buildable Bumblebee, which actually also transforms into a car, which is really cool. Looking at the, transform mode, you can see that it's built up really cleverly, like blocking out the legs with multiple slab pieces, and it still retains that iconic Transformer look. His weapon makes it look like it's been made really well, looking like it's coming straight out of the cartoons, and I really like the printing on the torso here, with a little Transformers symbol. There's also printing on the legs as well to make it look more mechanical, which is a nice little touch. You also get stats about Bumblebee as well on this cool little slab, which is more common with these special sets. Here you can see Bumblebee from a different angle and in a different pose as well, and you can see that his little hand pieces are made up as well, which is similar to other larger scale builds of popular characters. This is what we mentioned last time, where he looks incredibly uncomfortable whilst he's in mid-transformation, but you can see here how it bends into the car or the Transformer shape. It's really clever that LEGO have managed to do this, and for it to be rigid as well, like it isn't going to fall apart, as it is made of, you know, tiny little LEGO pieces. One thing to mention is the face print as well. I believe that is a slab piece which is slightly raised, so it's cool to have that. You won't get that in any other set either, and it's really well printed on there. This is Bumblebee as he is as a car. This is from the front view, and you can't really tell there that he's going to transform at all. It really does look like all one solid piece, so they've done a really good job at disguising that, as they are robots in disguise. I even like the little wing mirror pieces there. I think that's quite smart. We'll look at a different LEGO car model later in the video, but I just want to point out how well this comes together. You can see here some references. You've got the little Bumblebee sticker in there as well, obviously because it's a Bumblebee. And it's a nice little touch there to the cartoons. This just gives you a good idea of the scale of this model. We'll see in a minute that compared to the Optimus Prime version, but it still does look like quite a sizable figure here in this picture. And there he is compared to Optimus Prime as well. He's a lot smaller, so you can just imagine how big the Optimus Prime version is. Hopefully they'll release some more different Transformer ones in the future. It'd be really cool to see that, but for the minute we haven't got any news about whether they will continue the Transformers line of LEGO products. Might be cool to see some minifigure scale ones. There's a movie coming out, Transformers 1. Be cool to see some sets based around that. Next up is just a really quick look over the next minifigure wave, which is all to do with Dungeons and Dragons. We've had a D&D set before where it's included a buildable dragon and a castle and loads of characters with that, but this is just a minifigure set. As you can see, it looks like they've gone into a lot of detail here, and you can clearly see that they love the game of Dungeons and Dragons. We've got some really unique head prints as well, such as the little dragon lady in the bottom there. You can tell I don't play D&D enough. We've also got some unique moulded pieces as well for this little squid guy in the bottom left. We've got a eagle. We've also got this really cool headpiece in the top. The accessories in this are really cool as well. As this little sort of brain dog thing. We've also got a cool sparrow, this eyeball piece which I imagine just sticks on the top, and a lute as well, which takes us back to the D&D movie. There's definitely a lot of unique accessories in this set as well, so it's really cool for collectors who might want to mod a model. And the last LEGO set we're going to look at takes us to F1 with the McLaren P1 set. This is part of the LEGO Technic collection and comes in at £389, which is crazy, but also totally worth it for this model. It has 3,893 pieces, which is huge. And as you can see in this image, in scale to someone building it, it is massive and would be great on display. From the box alone, it does look like it's already in a showroom, which adds to how premium this set feels. And if you were to look at it at a quick glance, you'd think it was actually a McLaren car. From the top here you can see how complicated it does get, however, with all these different pieces that very cleverly connect. It does almost look a bit bare though, as if there's no sort of plates across the top, but when you look at the original car, there is a lot of different curves and stuff like that. From the front here you can see how clever they've been with the headlights, adding the white highlights there, but it would have been nice to have some sort of clear plastic for the windows. You also get a slab with all the information about the car on there as well, which is really cool for fans of cars in general and racing. You also get what I think is a toolbox, which is a nice little nod there. And in this video you can also see that the engine moves up and down the pistons for it, which is a really cool nod and makes me just sort of nerd out over cars a little bit. And that was it guys, that is all of the LEGO September releases that we're excited for and we can't wait to get a hold of. Let us know in the comments which sets you'll be grabbing, or if there's any that you'll be grabbing that are outside of September, maybe some from August. We want to do some LEGO giveaways in the future, so if you are interested in that, please let us know in the comments on what sets you think we should be giving away, by heading over to our site and picking a couple. That's all from me, I've been Adam, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!